he will come.
Hey.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
A very pleasant good evening and welcome to Coralville, an extreme arena for the site of the 2025 Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And you're watching live coverage on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy. We've got a Class 4A state quarterfinal on tap for you tonight as the Marion Wolves, the number 7 seed, gets set to take on the number 2 seeded Sioux Center Warriors in a Class 4A state quarterfinal. Daniel Versteg with you. Happy to be joined by Rodney Tomlinson for our broadcast here this afternoon, early evening. And we're getting a new bracket started. Class 5A got things rolling today, and we've got some very entertaining matchups in 4A. This one's no different. Sioux Center 4 losses. Marion plays such a tough schedule. These two teams are very well battle tested.
Yeah, taking a look at the background on these Sioux Center, the Warriors lost 6 starters from last year and moved up a class. Right. And on top of all that, here they are back at state. So kudos to them. They certainly put the challenge out for themselves this year and answered the bell on that. And talking about the Marion Wolves, they made their way into this tonight and looking to give them a good go for it here.
It's the first ever meeting between these two squads. Obviously, Marion in far eastern Iowa, Sioux Center in far western Iowa, never getting a chance to play here. But these two teams are very familiar to the state tournament. Sioux Center has been here now 3 times in the last 4 years. Marion has also been here 3 times in the last 4 years. That certainly helps to kind of settle any nerves you might have.
It does. There's still going to be nerves to start with. I mean, it's that first time out here. If you've been here before or not, that helps it a little bit for sure. But you're still going to be amped up those first couple points. You get in, you settle in, and as you always hear talk, that's going to be a key. Who settles into their normal the quickest on this? We both think, obviously, they can both play well. Right. Who gets to that first?
Well, it's going to be a fun matchup here. The winner of this one will take on either Pella or Norwalk in that Class 4A state semifinal. Let's take a look at how these teams were able to get here to Coralville and Extreme Arena by taking a look at our Road to State graphic. It is Sioux Center who defeated Bishop Heelan, a perennial power, the defending state champion. They defeated them in the region championship with a 28-4 record. It is their 10th state tournament appearance. And, of course, we're going to hear a lot about Marion Franken, who can play all 6 rotations out there for Sioux Center. She's solid both offensively and defensively. Meanwhile, Marion avenged 2 regular season losses to Solon to defeat the Spartans in a region final this past week in 5 sets. A thrilling contest. And they come in with a star attacker there in Grace Whalen. We'll hear her name a lot. One of the top hitters in all of Class 4A coming into the state tournament. Sioux Center and Marion in this state quarterfinal. It's coming up in just a few minutes here on the Girls Union Digital Network. Let's pause for just a moment, and we'll be back with more live coverage from Extreme Arena in Coralville on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a 5th-generation farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, executive director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We're excited to have you join us for the Girls State Volleyball Tournament.
As title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we're proud to support this fantastic event. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools go hand in hand. Iowa farmers are some of the most productive individuals in our state, working endlessly to grow and raise nutritious food and sustain our communities. Student athletes are also incredibly productive, dedicating countless hours to train and excel in their sports. Partnering with the Girls Union allows us to celebrate both groups while supporting and empowering the Iowa girl.
Reaching the state tournament is no small feat, and it takes a strong support system. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we're able to honor students for their outstanding achievements, both on the court and in the classroom. They are committed to your success, helping provide awards, grants, and scholarships to honor excellence in athletics and academics.
As Iowans, we have much to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing today or a fan cheering on your school, we all play a role in making our state shine. So from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations on a fantastic season and best of luck in the tournament games.
Fans, you're watching the 2025 Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau believes in the Iowa girl and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. And we welcome you back to Extreme Arena in Coralville alongside Rodney Tomlinson, Daniel Versteg with you. Class 4A state quarterfinal. Again, it's Marion and Sioux Center squaring off. And, boy, it's we're ready for it. 4A quarterfinal action is just moments away. Rodney, as we kind of, the nerves ramp up, the energy starts building. This is kind of the big time. You want to obviously set the tone early either way. And sometimes those first 5-10 points really make a difference here.
Well, especially if you're the, quote, underdog.
Yes.
Marion's coming into this with a very good record. They're 28-13. Sioux Center 28-4, so the same number of wins, but Marion's the number 7 seed. So as the underdog, you want to be able to roll off the first 2-3 points, get those nerves, like you said, out of the way. It's that yes, we can factor. If they can get that rolling, then it's on. We'll see where we go from there. But taking a look at the two teams, you're talking about Marion. They do lead categories. They lead 4 different categories coming into this one tonight. They lead in blocks, aces, serve percentage, and digs. And some pretty heavy numbers. They have 380 more digs than Sioux Center does. They have 70 more blocks. So are they going to patrol the airspace above the net? We'll have to find out. Now, on the other side of the coin, the Warriors, they lead in hitting efficiency. They have over 27% better hitting efficiency. Hitting efficiency, the blocks at the net. Let's see who comes out.
It's those little things that can make or break a state tournament run for one of these two teams. Both courts had 5-set matches right before these 4A1s got started, and we saw them come down to the wire in the final few points. Looking forward to another thrilling state quarterfinal here today. Again, it's Marion and Sioux Center. First serve is just a few minutes away, but for now, we're going to go down to our public address announcer. The outstanding Lonnie Bookow will take care of our pregame introductions and starting lineups here at Extreme Arena in Coralville.
Volleyball fans, welcome to today's 2025 Girls State Volleyball quarterfinal matchup featuring the Warriors of Sioux Center and the Wolves of Marion. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship and decorum shown by the qualifying schools during the season and state tournament week. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. At this time, Natalie Smith, a student athlete advisory committee member, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. The award winners: from Sioux Center, Shaylee Hoffman. And from Marion, Tammy Whalen. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game. It's now time to introduce the players and coaches in today's quarterfinal matchup. First, for the Marion Wolves, the non-starters, number 1, Hayden Dietz. Number 3, Alira Hahn. Number 4, Elena Hayes. Number 8, Riley Cook. Number 9, Braylon Wiesler. Number 13, Casey Frommel. Number 14, Taylor Kriegel. And number 16, Allison Kinney. The assistant coaches for Marion, Rachel Hauk, Tim Johnson, and Kevin Hahn. And now the rotation for the Marion Wolves. Number 2, a 5'4" junior, Lucy Turner. Number 6, a 6-foot senior, Addison Parker. Number 10, a 5'6" senior, Grace Whalen. Number 11, a 5'10" freshman, Abby Kirk. Number 12, a 5'3" sophomore, Jalea Oliver. Number 19, a 5'11" junior, Naomi Vassar. And the libero, number 5, a 5'6" junior, Paige Johnson. Head coach for the Wolves, Roxanne Paulson. And now let's meet the Warriors from Sioux Center, the non-starters. Number 3, Romy Blaker. Number 5, Jaden Rosaboom. Number 6, Annika DeGuy. Number 7, Haley Kaiser. Number 11, Georgia Vandenberg. Number 13, Amira Bleeker. Number 14, Adeline Witterfeld. And number 17, Brooke Testrudi. The assistant coaches, Brooke Faber, Sarah Kroistra, Lexi Hilker. And the rotation for the Warriors, number 1, a 5'4" junior, Kate Vandehoof. Number 4, a 6' junior, Marion Franken. Number 8, a 5'10" senior, Avery Becker. Number 9, a 5'7" junior, Addison Branston. Number 10, a 5'8" junior, Taylor Holverson. Number 12, a 5'10" senior, Courtney Schmidt. The libero, number 2, a 5'7" senior, Kaylee Traver. Head coach for Sioux Center, Julie Oldenkamp. The Warriors. The officials for this match are first referee, Gene Stratlander. Second referee, Jim Doyle. And the line judges, Kim Paddock and Chris Armstrong. Your officials. All right, fans, who's ready for state tournament volleyball?
Well, we certainly are, and we're looking forward to getting this one started. We'd like to remind you that Hy-Vee is a proud sponsor of the IGHSAU. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. There are your starting lineups. We'll quickly run them down again for Marion, Lucy Turner, Addison Parker, Grace Whalen, Abby Kirk, Julia Oliver, Naomi Vassar, and libero Paige Johnson. For Sioux Center, Kate Vandehoof, Marion Franken, Avery Bittker, Addison Branson, Taylor Holverson, Courtney Schmidt, and libero is Kaylee Traver. Well, here we go now. Marion will be in the red and yellow jerseys. They are on the left side of your screen. Sioux Center in those white uniforms with orange and blue on them. They will be on the right side of your screen and will stay that way throughout this state quarterfinal. So here we go. It's time to get this one started. And I think what you alluded to, Rodney, earlier on in the pregame about the block, I think that's a really big key. Sioux Center, Northwest Iowa, known for their height, but Marion can get up as well, so it'll be interesting to see which front row establishes that first.
Well, take a look at both teams real quick before we get the first serve underway. Numbers to watch for Sioux Center, 10, 12, 8. 10 is Holverson. That's your quarterback. Yep. She's going to pass it around for him. Courtney Schmidt, number 12, leads the team in kills, aces, and digs, and is fourth in blocks. Avery Bittker, number 8 for Sioux Center. Efficiency, 355. She knows what to do with it. She has 50 blocks. Now, Marion's got a few more numbers involved there. Their quarterback is Grace Whalen, 880 assists on that. Nobody else touches the ball but her. Abby Kirk, just a freshman. She leads in kills. And then you got Paige Johnson in digs, and blocks is Naomi Vassar. So they spread around the numbers a little bit more. Here we go.
We're ready to get this one started, and it will be the Marion Wolves who will serve first. And we're about ready to get this one underway. The serve is sent from Oliver, and we are off and rolling. Sioux Center starts going to the outside pin, and it's put away by Courtney Schmidt. Sioux Center strikes first.
Schmidt saw the opening, went angle across, pounded it down, and they jump out early.
And now she goes back to serve for Sioux Center. As the Warriors are the number 2 seed, they are the favorite, technically speaking, by seeding. Nice diving play by Oliver, kept it alive, but the Wolves are way out of system, and Sioux Center gets a free ball.
What a great serve on that down the line.
It's sent back over and out, and it's put away. Marion Franken gets the first first kill for her here tonight, and Sioux Center goes up 2.
And you said the Wolves were out of it from the serve. They were diving down that line serve and never really got back in.
Schmidt will continue the service. Had an ace against Bishop Heelan in that region final. Couldn't quite dial one in there, and Marion gets their first side out, and they'll send their libero, Paige Johnson, back to serve.
It worked well, just a little wider that time.
Try and sneak one in every now and then. Whenever you can do it, boy, it's such a momentum swing. And now Paige Johnson, the libero, serves. And Sioux Center goes to work. And they have to go a long way, does Holverson, to get to that ball. And she still gets a great pass off to Branson, who finds the floor for the kill.
And again, she went down the line on it, snuck it in between the back defender and the line. Got an arm there, but couldn't control anything.
Seems like Sioux Center certainly got that on their game plan sheet for today. They've been attacking that outside sideline, if you will, a number of times, but they serve it up into the net, and now Marion has only scored on Sioux Center service errors. They got to get their offense going a little bit.
We talked about it being the, quote, underdog. A little more jitters maybe. It's time to put them away and put some points on the board here.
Get our first IMT insurance substitution in for Marion as the Wolves send the serve over with Whalen. And Sioux Center goes to the right side. A nice lefty swing, and that one does get down for Georgia Vandenberg. Sioux Center has 4 points with 4 different girls having a kill.
And Grace Whalen that time was a double-fisted bump, if you will, as she sent it back over. No control to it, so point Warriors.
Here come the Wolves off an aggressive serve from Franken. And now this will be set by Bleeker toward the outside. It's tooled off the block, and Addison Branson picks up her second kill. Sioux Center off and rolling early.
Just used the block, put the power to it, and hammered it off the block.
Warriors have been able to score on serve a couple of times here so far this evening. Another aggressive serve. Marion runs a long way for it. And that one's outside the antenna. The attack from Vassar could not stay in play. Sioux Center's got 3 in a row.
I think the Wolves are going to have to think about a quick timeout here if this goes much further. They need to settle down and find a way into this sooner rather than later.
Got 2 very veteran head coaches that lead these 2 programs. Roxanne Paulson, 22 years at Marion. Julie Oldenkamp, 18 at Sioux Center. As the back row attack goes long from Franken, and Marion gets the side out.
Must have caught an updraft from behind her on that one, because that one was long by a good measure.
Yeah, just a little too much. When you're attacking from the back row, it's really tricky to get that down. And now Marion will have service. That's Abby Kirk, their phenomenal freshman, who I'm sure we'll talk about more about as the match goes along. And Addison Branson, she is able to get things rolling again. Her second kill, and Sioux Center sides it out again.
Nice big open spot along that front, off of a touch and down.
Branson will have the service once more. Going to go toward that far side. Set up over the middle, and it's pushed down. Nice swing there by Vassar, and Marion has a kill for the first time this evening.
Great court awareness. Big open spot there. Simply pushed it to it. Nothing too fancy, just an open floor.
Alira Hahn checks in and will serve for Marion, and a quick IMT insurance substitution once again. As you can learn how to be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. That's a tip, and it's dropped in. The middle gets it rolling. Avery Bicker finds the floor, and I'm so impressed right now. 5 different players have gotten in on Sioux Center's offense.
They are passing it around. No one person running the show. That's really hard as a defense, too, to know who you're going to have to try to block.
And here's Kate Vanderhoof, who will go back to serve for the Warriors. And Marion tries to get in system. A good pass toward the outside. Pushed it through that block. It's kept alive. What an effort out of the back row from Kirk. It's sent into the corner and down. Oh, my goodness. Kirk going sprawling to keep that point alive. Leads to a Marion point.
Love to see effort like that paid off and then getting the point out of it. She kept it alive. The point belongs to her.
Meet Lucy Turner, who will serve one up for Marion. She had 4 aces in that region final against Solon that went 5 sets, a thriller, and just missed it long. Nearly had another, but a little too much. Gives Sioux Center the point and the serve.
Branson ducked out of the way at the last, but she watched it all the way in and decided to let it go. Good choice.
It's a great read out of the back row. Here's Kaylee Traver. Barrow serves into the net. Sioux Center's had a little tough deal with that, and they've served up a few errors. And Marion trails by 3.
That's number 3 already on the service errors, and you had mentioned that's the best point getter so far for the Wolves.
Yeah, 50% of their scoring has come on Sioux Center miscues at least. Serve coming from Oliver, so we've already cycled through the serving rotation once. Tipped over, and Marion gets out of system. Their libero Johnson will handle things, and Traver digs it up for the Warriors. We're toward the outside, and Schmidt is kept alive. Now back in system are the Wolves. Off the top of the tape, and Kirk is on the board with her first kill. That outstanding freshman who is first team all-conference this year for Marion.
Abby Kirk, big swing, hammered it home. Maybe that's what they'll need to get some life going for them. That's got to feel good.
She had a double-double in that region final against Solon. You're going to want to know the name Abby Kirk. The next 3 years, she could be a star for Marion volleyball. This one's put down. What a swing by Schmidt. And the Warriors are just getting whatever they want offensively.
Oh, my goodness. Schmidt says, you can hammer? Watch this.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those kind of games. Anything you can do, I can do better today. And the Warriors send the serve over. Oh, it's played right back over the net, and the Warriors get the chance. They're going to swing on the second touch. And a good effort by Oliver keeps it alive. Overpass. It's kept alive. Sent right back over, and Oliver's all over the floor for Marion. The Wolves play another free ball. Jump set, off balance, and it's rejected at the net. That's Addison Parker, who records a solo block for the Wolves.
What a great hustle play for the Wolves. They were all over the place and got the spoils of it with the point.
Addison Parker, who will be a collegiate volleyball player at the D3 level, all the way out in Boston, Massachusetts, at Wentworth Institute of Tech. He's already committed to that volleyball program out there. This one dug up with the right hand of Johnson, but a free ball has to be played over by the Wolves. Halverson to Branson once again, and she's on the board. How about her fourth kill already?
Get out the paintbrush. She paints that line along the edge.
Boy, they're having really a lot of success going down that sideline. Sioux Center will have service with Taylor Halverson, who has been running this offense so well for the Warriors. And Oliver, a good in-system pass over to Whalen on the outside. It is out. There was no touch. Sioux Center stays on serve.
Wolves were looking for the touch, but no, says the official.
And it'll be Halverson once again to serve. Marion to the middle. Vassar does sneak it into the short corner. Marion with a big side out. And the Wolves will have a quick substitution as well. Of course, those are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Braylon Weisler, a second-team All-Conference pick, checks into the front row. Serve will come from their center in Whalen. Now over the middle, there's Marion Franken, just wide. And it's so impressive what the Warriors have done offensively. They've not even really needed Marion Franken so far. They've been getting a lot of other attackers involved.
She had a big swing there, just mishit.
Serve handled by Franken. And they're going to set up for Branson again, try and find the hot hand. It's kept alive by Oliver down the sideline. That's off the block. And it's put down. That is Braylon Weisler getting on the board for Marion.
Weisler, the senior, breaks out the left hand. 247 efficiency on hitting. That is number one on the team.
Well, you get a good right side with a lefty swing. That is a dream for a head coach. And now the serve coming from Whalen again. Wolves have cut it down to one. Back set. Tipped out. Good read by Johnson. And the Wolves have tied it up in set one.
It does not feel like it should be tied. I looked at that board a minute ago and went, wait, it's only two. Now it's tied. It just doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, Sioux Center really had it in control the first probably 10, 15 points of this set. Marion's gotten things back under control. Now they'll go to the right side again for Weisler, and it splits the back row. The Wolves take their first lead.
Huge hole back there, a little miscommunication. They looked at each other. I got it, you take it.
That communication becomes so impactful. And Whalen's just been living at the service line as of late. Good in-system pass. Franken changes speeds and drops it in. We are tied again. Marion Franken, who's an outstanding athlete for Sioux Center. She is going to be a jackrabbit to play basketball at South Dakota State. And, of course, she is an outstanding volleyball player as well. And now goes back to serve for the Warriors. Missed it in the net. Sioux Center has had a tough go of things serving the volleyball today, and Marion sides out with the lead.
If they do end up losing this first set, they are going to go back and look at that service line, and it's going to haunt them.
Marion serves it up, and that one's from Kirk. Warriors get a long pass over to Branson, tries to make something of it. Tip to the corner. Franken's all over it. Set from Bleeker this time toward that right side. Good effort from Johnson. Tipped and through the block from Hayden Dietz. Marion up by two.
And the junior, a great dig. 3:58 coming into today, leads the team in that category, and you saw why right there. She's been on the floor a couple of times already.
He had 10 digs in that Solon region final. Sioux Center's way out of system, but they are able to salvage the point for a moment. Quick set to Vassar. Oh, and Dietz had to play it. They're going to set Dietz up on the outside. She missed it in the net. And Sioux Center gets a big side out.
Swing a little late on that one, just never had a chance to clear the net.
Saw quite the reaction on the bench from Julie Oldenkamp. I'm sure she was saying, hey, that's the kind of block we want. Tight to the net, don't give them a chance. Back set, Wiesler tools it down, and Marion retakes control.
She'll use the hand at the net and pound it off that out of play, leaving that line side open just a little bit.
Get a quick change again, and Alira Hahn will come in an IMT insurance substitution. Here's Hahn's serve.
Great deep serve.
Yeah, they ate up the back row. Sioux Center got out of system. Oh, a kick save! And we play on. What an effort out of the middle. Diving play from Hahn. Wiesler can't quite get it down. Over toward the outside, and Schmidt still wins it for Sioux Center.
She says enough of this. I'm putting it away. For those that haven't seen it, perfectly legal play on the kick save. Any body part you can to keep it off the floor, and that was a spectacular one.
You just can't go underneath with an open palm. That's really the only rule that bars a certain type of contact. Oh, good effort there by Whalen to get to the second ball. Sioux Center taps it through. Might have gotten away with a double touch. Dietz tips it into the net, and it's going to be a 4-hit. We're tied here in set one.
She tried to dump it just over the tape and took just a little too much off of it. Good idea, just didn't get it there.
In the other 4A quarterfinal, Clear Creek Amanda's up 2-0. The top seed rolling on Sergeant Bluff Luton. As Marion tries to side out with the lead again. They try for the center dump, and it gets down. Whalen gives the Wolves the lead.
2 will do. Whalen finds the spot.
We still haven't had a timeout called in this set. Really haven't had very many opportunities to, but that could mean the next few points become that much more critical toward the momentum and how things will go the rest of the way. This is Lucy Turner on the serve. And a jump set over the middle, push through. It's Avery Bitker, and we are tied once again.
And Bitker, no opposition at the net, had a wide open look at it, knew where to go with it, and it's point Warriors.
She was second in the Siouxland Conference in kill efficiency this season, and if you know anything about Northwest Iowa volleyball, the Siouxland Conference is incredibly difficult. Here's a back row attack, no touch, and long. Sioux Center is back on top. It'll be Kaylee Traver to continue the service for the Warriors. She's wearing the orange jersey tonight. And Marion goes to work. They're going to the back row again for Kirk, trying to get her involved. She's been stuck in that back row a while. Tip from Schmidt. Quick set the middle, and it's put through. Addison Parker ties us up again.
Parker just hammered it through the block. Wasn't tight enough together, and she pushed it through.
Feels like it's been at least 15 points in a row in which the margin has been nowhere larger than 2 points. I mean, just a back and forth run we've been on here in set number one. Oliver's serve. Sioux Center handles cleanly. Franken is covered up with a set from the libero that time. And it's out just wide from Kirk. Sioux Center will serve with the lead.
Tried to go with a big angle, just a little too much on it.
And this time it'll be Schmidt. Quick set. Good adjustment from Parker. That's Branson. Can't get it off the block. A good effort from Johnson. Free ball passed over. Sioux Center's out of system. That's Franken with the set, and Branson puts it away. Maren Franken, just her 10th assist of the season, comes at a big time and sends us into a timeout. Sioux Center's 2-point lead. They're the first to 20 in this first of a best of 5. Stick around. The state quarterfinal continues in just a moment on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here to Extreme Arena in Coralville with Rodney Tomlinson. I'm Daniel Versteg. Set number one continues out of the Marion timeout, and the Wolves need a side out badly. This one's powered through the block, and they get one from Addison Parker. The Wolves back in control.
Isn't that how the timeout's supposed to work? You flip that momentum for just a second and get it right back. So nice job out of the Wolves answering. They're hanging around. They're within that one.
I like to say volleyball coaches are magicians because I don't know how it happens. Every time there's a timeout, you get the side out immediately after. Just about every time. Branson missed down the sideline, and the Wolves get to 20 to tie it up.
She hasn't missed many, but that one was wide of the mark.
She was downright unstoppable for the first half of this set, but since then, Marion's had an answer for her. Still 5 kills in the set, which is impressive, but none for quite a while. Holverson, couldn't quite catch the Wolves off guard. He got to be a little bit better to get past Johnson. Branson, the tip, and Marion quick sets Vassar. What an effort by Traver. Holverson pushed it through. Set to Kirk, blocked, punched back over. What a rally.
What a point here.
Franken on the end line. Sioux Center wins the marathon.
She sends it to the back corner, point for the Warriors.
And a big one at that. Could look back on that point as the momentum shifter for good here in this first set. Well, that's how to kill it right away. Taylor Halverson, the service error, and we stay tied.
You work that hard for the point before, and within one quick swing, you give it right back. And again, another service error. That is definitely something the Warriors are going to have to fix.
Yeah, that's keeping Marion in this set right now. Serve will come from Whalen. Quick set, Franken adjusts, diving effort, and put back to the floor with a hammer swing. Franken puts the Warriors up again.
That is in the no-fly zone. Franken says, I'll patrol here. Get that out of here.
Massive kill for Franken. A first-team All-Siouxland Conference pick last year. I have no doubt she's going to be there again this year. Over the middle, Kirk tools it off the block, and Marion won't go away. Great fight from the Wolves.
What looked like a runaway in the first few points of this one has turned into a back-and-forth battle. Each of them 3 points away.
Something tells me 25 is not going to be enough, Rodney.
That's the way this is going.
I just got a hunch at that point. Kirk serve. And Sioux Center goes to Branson. Kept alive off the block from Whalen. Weisler from the right side. Set pass, tip short, dug tight to the net, and they get it out of there. And a free ball coming for the Warriors. What can you do with it? That's what you can do with it. Branson gets her 6th kill of the set. Sioux Center 2 away from the win in the first.
Too many free opportunities awarded for the Warriors.
And we do get a timeout from Marion head coach Roxanne Paulson late in the first set. We'll see if Sioux Center can close it out when we come back on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You're watching live coverage of the 2025 Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy. With Rodney Tomlinson, I'm Daniel Versteg. Sioux Center is 2 points away, taking the first lead of this best-of-5 state quarterfinal, with the winner set to take on either Pella or Norwalk coming up in the next round on Wednesday. Sioux Center will have service, looking to get to set point, and it's Addison Branson, who just recorded her 6th kill right before the break. and that goes long. So we are tied at 23, and once again, Marion gets a big side out.
Timeout, side out. They managed to pull the same thing, and we're knotted at 23.
Now it's a race to 2, regardless of whether it's to 25 or whether it's a race to some number past that. You got to win by 2, and here's the serve from Hahn.
Beautiful net skimmer.
Over towards Schmidt. Oh, what a dig by Kirk. Here's Wiesler. Well, Franken kept it up. Great effort. To the back row, and a diving play by Kirk. Dietz, tight to the net. Sent through. Bleeker the set. Now what a back and forth this has been. Dietz tipped it, and Bleeker got to it again.
What a big point this is going to be.
Trying to get to set point. Franken kept it up. We're still going. Parker, Wiesler, and that's dug tight to the net. Parker sends it back. Bleeker to the middle, and it's put away by Bitker. Sioux Center has set point.
Avery Bitker, the senior, got it off one of the hands up at the net. Carry him to the floor, and set number 1.
Kate Vandehoof, a chance to take this first set and give the Warriors the early lead. Here is the serve. That's a tight to the net pass. Parker keeps us going, and we will continue past the 25-point mark here in set 1.
Addison Parker having none of it. So we get to play a little extra volleyball here in the first set.
We paid for 1 set. We're getting 1 set and some change on top of it. And here we go. It'll be Lucy Turner. And before she serves, we will have a timeout from Sioux Center. The Warriors and head coach Julie Oldenkamp want to talk things over. And we'll take a short break as well. We'll come back with more of set 1 in just a moment on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, it is a race to a 2-point lead here in set number 1 as Marion was able to get a big side out to force it at 24 all and force a Sioux Center timeout as well. Julie Oldenkamp and the Warriors do still have 1 timeout left in this set, and we'll see if they like to use it if this gets to set point in favor of Marion or if they feel confident in their girls to control it the rest of the way. Turner on for service. And Sioux Center gets a little out of system. Schmidt sends it over to Parker. She tips it over that double block. Overpass, right back down. And it's put away by Whalen. Set point Wolves.
Big open spot in that back corner that she was able to see. Court awareness, and she sent it home.
And Sioux Center head coach Julie Oldenkamp does use her second and final timeout. Yeah, we'll keep it here. But, boy, what a set this has been. Again, it feels so long ago, but Marion was down about 4 or 5 points in that first set and just slowly but surely chipped away, and now it's been back and forth for, gosh, who knows how long.
Well, not only were they down, they just looked a little lost, quite frankly. They stars in their eyes, whatever it was, they weren't ready and couldn't answer the bell, but once they started rolling, it was nothing big, just like you said, very slowly. All of a sudden I looked up and we had a 2-point game, and now we're here at extra. So they're 1 away.
And they're 1 away from taking the first set win and taking the early advantage in this matchup. So we have no timeouts left either way. So this one's going to have to play out to its conclusion wherever that final point is. Will it be 26 for Marion, or will it be somewhere much higher? I would not put it past either one of these two to...
You called that one already.
I did. I feel like we could still see this go to about 28, 29, or 30, but we'll see. This is set point for Marion, and Sioux Center's got to find the answer, as Schmidt does, and we're tied at a quarter century.
Well, the last time out was the first one that didn't result in a side out, so this time it does. they got it back, and here we go. We play on.
And no timeouts. It's the first to a 2-point lead. Stick around. This is going to be some fun volleyball as the serve from Travers mishandled. And Marion's going to have to pass a free ball over. Here it comes, deep into that back corner. Halverson to Franken.
Oh, what a dig.
That's in play. No, it's just out. Wow, Franken with a trail of fire behind it. Sioux Center's got set point again.
And that's another free ball that's going to come back to haunt the Wolves. The service error for the Warriors, the free ball for the Wolves.
Yes, Marion's really got to batten down the hatches on their serve receive here. That one's tight to the net. Played to Parker. She mistimed the swing. Sioux Center scores the last 3 points in set one and takes it 27-25. The Warriors have the early advantage. Stick around. Set number 2 will be coming up in just a moment. You're watching the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
And we're back here to Extreme Arena in Coralville alongside Rodney Tomlinson, Daniel Versteeg with you. Set number 1, a thrilling finish. Sioux Center wins the last 3 points of the first set to take it 27-25 over the Marion Wolves and now have the early advantage in this best of 5 state quarterfinal. Let's take a look at how that was done in the first set of play by bringing up our Sioux Cup stats. And right away, Rodney, I'm sure you see it as well, the Warriors just a little bit more efficient when it comes to hitting the volleyball.
286 to a 174 up there, and that's going to make a big difference. The 20 kills versus 15. Great job by answering from Marion, but just came up that little bit short.
And it was very impressive, too. Sioux Center was able to get a ton of girls involved early. I think that's why that efficiency is so much higher when you don't know whether it's going to be number 9, number 10, number 12, number 4 who's going to get the pass. It really doesn't matter because the Warriors are confident with anybody in their offense.
They are, and again, that hitting efficiency, that's a very big difference on there of that. So kudos to them. They rallied back after getting a little shaky there in the middle of that one. Back and forth it went. They pulled it out at the end.
One number we did not have on that graphic that I did want to highlight, I checked on at the end of the first set. Sioux Center did have 6 service errors, and I'm sure that will come back to haunt Marion if they do not come back to win this matchup. But there's still plenty of volleyball to be played where that came from. Set number 2 is just about ready to get underway.
Well, you did mention that kept the Wolves in the first one more than once. It gave them a chance. So that hopefully is something, if you are a Warrior fan, they get corrected.
Marion goes to work right away on the first point, and they recover off the block well. Here's Schmidt, and it's down. Sioux Center strikes first in the second.
Hello, she let that one rip from the left pin, angled across.
You got Schmidt with 5 kills, Branson with 6, Franken with 5. So you do have 3 players that are really starting to shine now for Sioux Center, as Abby Kirk sends that one to the back row. Maybe caught that back row off guard a bit, and a free ball's passed over. Marion's got to capitalize here, and Abby Kirk will. Oh, the freshman just showing off with a big swing there. to give the Wolves their first point of the second.
Kirk with an absolute laser across there.
So that'll be the Marion libero, junior Paige Johnson. Here comes her serve. Quick set and tip down the sideline. Good get by Turner and a block at the net. A massive block from Schmidt and Franken, and Sioux Center is back on top.
Courtney Schmidt stamped that one, return to sender. She was waiting on it.
Yeah, those two are the top blockers for Sioux Center this season, and that serve goes in the net. So it's unfortunately a trend if you're a Warrior fan. Unfortunately, they have had too many service errors. They pick up their 7th of the match here early in the second. And it'll be Marion with service out of that, as we've just traded side outs here in this second set so far. Grace Whalen mishandles the serve for Sioux Center. It is an ace serve for Grace Whalen. And ace serves in today's match are brought to you by Channel Seeds, your local seed dealer. Visit channelseed.com today.
And nothing special, just a mishandle on it.
That was her first ace.
Oh, she's
we're going to
go
get another
back-to-back
ace serves. And it's Grace Whalen with another Channel Seeds ace. We didn't have an ace the entire first set, and now we got 2 on consecutive points.
Dalen from the bottom of the deck.
Here we go now. Sioux Center gets in control of that one, and Franken is blocked. It's a big block from Kirk and Vassar. And Marion has some very early momentum in the second.
The Aces have lit a fire under the Wolves.
Yeah, they get that front row going too. Man, we got all the momentum right now. That's a tough serve to handle. Overpass, punished by Kirk. 5 in a row for the Wolves, and they lead by 4.
Abby just waiting for that one. Her eyes got about the size of saucers when she saw that floating over.
Man, I can't imagine a better feeling than that for a front row hitter than it's an overpass that you can handle with ease. Go to the slide shot. Franken goes cross court. Vassar. Oh, the joust. And they're going to say she was in the net. So that 5-point run ends there. Sioux Center will take control of the serve.
She had the idea. She had the spot just into the net to negate everything else. Side out Warriors.
Taylor Halverson, the serve too long, and now service errors were a bit of an inconvenience in the first set when you were leading, but now when you're down and need to try and get back into it, they're a big nuisance.
Trailing 7-3, and they've already given 2 points away on the service errors. Definitely their problem that they've had so far in this match.
Marion with service, it's Abby Kirk. Oh, gets the roll off the top of the tape. It's the third ace of this set. And again, aces are brought to you by Channel Seed.
The tape wearing red and yellow in that one for the Wolves.
Yeah, I didn't know teams could bring their own net here to Extreme Arena. Sioux Center, long pass from Franken. It's a good one on the pin. What a dig by Kirk. This is some outstanding volleyball. This one's over and out. Dietz with the kill, but it was set up nicely by the Kirk dig.
I feel a timeout coming. The Wolves are cooking with gas.
Marion has scored 8 of the last 9 points, and they lead by 6 at 9-3. We're back with more state tournament volleyball in just a moment on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here at Extreme Arena in Coralville, the first of 4 days in the 2025 Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. 5A and 4A quarterfinals are today. 3A, 2A, and 1A will play tomorrow. We've got a nice long day tomorrow. And then all 5 classes in semifinals on Wednesday and all 5 championships on Thursday. Some great volleyball still to come here at Extreme Arena. And right now, Marion is in control, but a service goes out to bail out Sioux Center with a big side out.
Timeout to side out once again. And you talked about it. It is amazing how many times that breaks the momentum, it breaks the train of thought, and we get something like that.
Kind of like icing the kicker or the free throw shooter. It works for the server, too. Bleeker sets it up. Going down that line, Branson kept up. Dietz out of system swing. And they're going back to Branson. She's kept up by Kirk. Dumped over. And the set from Schmidt. Roll shot right into the donut. And a kill for Addison Branson.
Greatly described. Into the donut, off the palm, just rolled it there. Wide open spot.
All the way, Clear Creek Amana, the cheering you hear in the background. They just secured a sweep of Sergeant Bluff Luton. The top seed is on to the next round. Isle here trying to figure out who will join them. And we're going to get a lift called on the touch over the net by Dietz. And Sioux Center, just like that, has cut it to 3.
I tell you what, that's some efficient work on court 1, just a little over an hour.
And that'll get that one back on time as this one helps Sioux Center's cause. A Marion Franken ace serve and a timeout for Marion. Sioux Center rattles off a few points in a row, and they cut it to 2 here in set number 2. We're back with more state volleyball action in just a moment on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to Extreme Arena in Coralville. I'm Daniel Versteg. Happy to be joined by Rodney Tomlinson today for this Class 4A state quarterfinal. We've got this one, and then we've still got Pella and Norwalk to play tonight on this court. So still some great volleyball. That'll be 2 conference rivals coming up tonight. Well, you're going to want to stick around for that. And, of course, the finish of this one as well. Sioux Center has gotten on a roll. And Marion Franken with the serve. The Warriors have scored 4 in a row, and that just ended with Naomi Vassar sending one to the floor.
Vassar puts a spot on the white line on the edge.
Well, she was so efficient against Solon in that region final. Hit 364 with 14 kills. Really a good option. He's having another great start here as the serve comes from Alira Hahn. And down the sideline, that one's dug by Kirk. She's all over the back row right now. Wiesler couldn't quite tool it down. Toward Branson again. And a good dig by Kirk. She's all over that back row. Tip from Dietz. Oh, the diving save. Kirk gets it again. Wiesler to the corner, and Marion sticks with it long enough to go up by 4.
Tucks it in like bedtime in that back corner, and how about all the effort? You called it a couple different times there. Kirk saved 2 or 3 of those up with digs.
Averages nearly 3 digs a set, and she met that quota already on that point. Free ball passed over.
Got him out of the way.
Yeah, why not, right? Oh, that pinballed around. The Warriors nearly got it over while Bleeker was down on the deck, but Marion has the lead grow.
I think 2 of them were laying on the court for that and still just about got it over. That would have been a highlight reel.
It's so impressive what these ladies can do. Here's the set and a tip. It's covered up nicely by Hahn. Quick attack, Parker. Sioux Center scrambles and they get a free ball sent over. The set to Wiesler, and it falls. Marion has scored 4 in a row. They lead by 6.
And timing a little off on that. I don't think that's exactly what she wanted, but it still worked out for her. Enough topspin on it, and got the point.
The junior libero, Alira, or defensive specialist, I should say. Hahn. Oh, that serve is mishandled. And Branson's got to make something of it, and she does. Somehow finds the floor to get a big side out.
Who needs to be perfect?
It looks like a kill in the stat sheet, however it happens.
Like this ain't baseball, it's a screaming line drive, right?
That's every single for me, yeah. It doesn't matter whether it was a bloop or not. Marion passes over a free ball. Here comes Sioux Center. Oh, what a block. Great recovery by Franken. Schmidt She powers it through the block that time, and the Warriors cut it to 4.
Block was there, just couldn't seal it off, and at first you don't succeed, try the other side. Sneak it through.
Now, Marion still got that block over there, but just could not quite get it tight enough to the net. Ooh, a low serve, played up. Parker, and that's off the block for a point, and it's Addison Parker getting in on the fun to pick up a big kill.
Quick set there, didn't give the defense any time to react, just slammed it across.
And here comes Lucy Turner to serve with a quick change in the back line. The junior, one of their serving specialists. They've got a couple of those that'll rotate in every now and then. Set from Bleeker. Schmidt with a closed fist punched it over.
Change your mind in mid-thought, or mid-strike there.
And Parker's got back-to-back kills. Marion keeps control. They lead by 6. It's another big kill for Addison Parker, who had 13 kills, 3 blocks, and 3 digs in that region final win against Solon, a 5-setter. Oh, and an ace serve. Turner puts it away. A Channel Seed ace serve. And Sioux Center wants a timeout. Down by 7. Late in set 2. The Wolves trying to secure a 4th set possibility. Stick around for more state tournament volleyball on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We're back here to Extreme Arena in Coralville. This place has hosted the state volleyball tournament now in its 4th year of hosting this great event, and it's done an outstanding job as we welcome you back to our coverage alongside Rodney Tomlinson. I'm Daniel Versteg. Set number 2 continues along with Marion in total control. We don't need to tell you that. The Wolves have been on fire as of late. They've gone on some nice long runs and have kept the Warriors down. Serve goes long, and just like that, the side out brings Sioux Center to its 10th point.
So keeping score only once has the timeout not resulted in what the team taking the timeout wanted.
I like to think as coaches become more seasoned in the sport of volleyball, that efficiency goes up as they get better and better. Marion has to scramble a long way. That one drops in. And it'll be a service ace for Kate Vandehoof. Sioux Center cuts it down to 5.
That's Whalen's job as the setter to go get it, but sometimes it's just better if somebody else steps in.
Just to keep the point alive, yeah. Quick set right, the slide. Parker's rejected. Now here's the bump pass from Johnson. It's sent over by Dietz. Schmidt powers it down. Sioux Center's rattled off 3 in a row.
Look out below on that one as she let it rip.
That was a big swing from Schmidt, and the Warriors are making sure that timeout was well invested by their head coach, Julie Oldenkamp. 3 points in a row have come off of it. Set to the back row. Abby Kirk finds the floor, and the freshman gets it done from long range.
And the Wolves haven't done much line painting, a couple here or there, but it was really the Warriors that came out with that. Gotten away from it and a bit of their own medicine there.
Jalea Oliver is in an IMT insurance substitution, and she will serve for Marion. No spin on that serve, and the Warriors set up the middle. Oliver's all over it. Here's Kirk. Tip, block, chicken wing, kept it up, and they do call lift on that second touch. That is against Paige Johnson, the libero. And Marion does not necessarily agree with the call, as you see their captain and setter Grace Whalen talk to our first referee, Jean Statlander.
She did all she could to get to it, did Johnson, but at the same time, you had Kirk trying to get out of her way.
Ooh, that serve hit the
Ouch.
back of Schmidt. Boy, that can't feel good. And the double whammy is that they give Marion a point off of that as well.
The arena is abuzz after that one.
Boy, that's just kind of the embodiment of the service game here tonight for Sioux Center. They've really had a tough time serving effectively. It's Paige Johnson. And Franken the first touch. They're setting Marion up, and she powers it down. No chance to get underneath it. The Warriors trail by 4.
When that timing has been on, she has been unstoppable, getting that ball at the peak and just driving it home.
6 kills, 7 digs for Franken today. Front row, back row, really doesn't matter. Good serve. Marion gets to it, though. Kirk powers it through the block. If you give her that kind of pass, the only thing she can do with it is record a kill.
What a great pass all the way across the net to set her up for that one.
Give credit to Grace Whalen on that outstanding pass, and we can get credit to her for 21 great passes today. She's got 21 assists. And now serves. And here come the Warriors with a set over to Branson. No, changed the speed and dropped it in the middle of the defense. We trade sideouts again.
Well, they just saw her fastball. That was the changeup.
Yeah, you got to keep the defense off balance, and that's a good way to do it. And here's Taylor Halverson. Setters have taken control of the serving as of late. Quick set. And Vassar's dug up by Traver. Franken the tip. Oh, just got it over the double block. Sioux Center's down 3.
Franken, I like to call it the egg shot. Over easy.
Yeah, that one went down, no problem. Here is Halverson. Serve again. Oh, misplayed. That's an ace. And Sioux Center's within 2 with a channel seed. Ace serve.
And which team is on a roll now?
Oh, it's the Warriors, and Marion needs to talk it over. Roxanne Paulson calls our final time out of the set before either team gets to 20. Stay tuned. We'll finish this set in just a moment on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, here we are in set 2. The score is only 19-17, but we're out of timeouts. Each coach had to burn one early before we got to 10, and now each coach has burned the other prior to getting to 20. So, Rodney, now it's all on the girls. They got to figure it out themselves.
It's up to those on the floor now. The coaches have done what they could do. They played their trump cards, and now it's play it out.
Oh, here we go. Sioux Center will have the first crack at getting a point out of the timeout. This one is mishandled a bit, but Marion does get a good pass over to Kirk. Sioux Center handles it cleanly. Branson dug tight to the net. Franken guides it to the floor, and Sioux Center keeps it rolling out of the Marion timeout.
And an overpass just hangs over the net, and a big, kind of looked like a great big watermelon hanging up there for her.
Halverson will serve, trying to tie things up for the Warriors. Over toward Kirk. Oh, it's still up. What an effort by the Warriors. Kirk tries again. That time, she got it down. A Warrior was in the net anyway. It was in as well. And the Wolves are the first to 20. It'll be Kirk to serve following that great kill. She's in with an IMT insurance substitution as well. And Kirk will line up to serve the volleyball.
Great low line serve.
Franken tips it short. They got to it with Whalen. Wiesler out of system and drops it in. Marion is 4 away from tying up the match.
Just inside the back line.
So here we go with serve once again from Kirk.
As you said, no timeouts available. It's play on.
We got to keep going. Franken the touch. They go back to Franken. Oh, what a swing, what a dig. Whalen got underneath it. Oh, and that gets down.
Oh.
It's Hayden Dietz. What an effort all the way around. Marion is up by 4.
She has not been denied when set up like that. Fabulous dig out of the Wolves.
Even when they were out of system a little bit because of that great dig from Whalen, They still take advantage. Sioux Center doesn't get to the second ball. That falls in for an ace for Abby Kirk.
Volleyball and momentum.
Oh, it's such a strange pairing, but
the Warriors looked unstoppable just a couple points ago, and now they're look lost.
4 in a row for Marion. Franken the first touch. Good dig again from Kirk. Tough set pass. Still gets the point from Dietz. Set point Marion.
When things are going your way, just go with them.
And it's now 5 points in a row for Marion. They're looking for the 6th.
6 set points to do it with.
Yeah, they'll have plenty of chances. Set to Franken, and she keeps the Warriors in it. They got the side out, but now they need the 5 more to tie it up.
Junior putting that height to good use, driving it through the back. Fights off set point number 1. That's the good news. Bad news, several more to come.
Yeah, she's got to serve up a few, but she's good at serving. She had 7 aces against Heelan in the region final. As the Wolves send it over, Franken takes, Bleeker over to Branson, blocked. Oh, and that is down. Vassar with the big block to give Marion a set 2 win. And we're guaranteed to go 4 as the Wolves take the second, 25-19. So this third set becomes that much more impactful. Who will take the advantage going into the 4th set of this one? We'll have to find out. Set 3 is on the way when you come back on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
Ladies, the bake sale's about to start. Are you ready?
We've got this.
Okay.
Oh, guys, he's here.
Quick start delivery for Janet.
Bring it here.
Let's get this bake sale going. Yeah. Come on. Best bake sale ever.
Oh, yeah. Let's begin.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
We're back to Extreme Arena in Coralville as the 2025 Girls State Volleyball Tournament continues with this Class 4A state quarterfinal. That is now tied going into set number 3. Daniel Versteg, happy to be joined by Rodney Tomlinson for our broadcast today on the Girls Union Digital Network. And, well, we were just kind of talking about it in the break, Rodney. It seemed like Sioux Center had the early advantage. Marion kind of got that momentum back on their side. Sioux Center was able to finish set 1. But then set number 2, it's kind of tough to say it any other way. That was Marion's set totally the whole way.
Well, we talked about, even though the fact they didn't complete the comeback in the first set, they took them to extras. They lost it, but I think they convinced themselves they could do it, and that's certainly how they came out to play in set number 2.
Let's see if we can take a look at how that this match has gone by our Sioux Cup stats. And right now you can see Marion's hitting percentage. It was at 176 at the end of the first set. It's gotten up to 253, so that has certainly helped their cause. Of course, 5 service aces in the second set will help as well.
Yeah, that'll come in handy every now and then, but definitely close that gap in the hitting percentage. We are even up on kills, so great job out of the Wolves.
Yeah, I think that that stat graphic we just had just shows how tight this match has been. And, of course, we are tied going into the third set. So who will have the advantage going into set number 4? That's the big question we ask when we go into a third set like this. And we will see if it's Marion to continue the momentum, or will Sioux Center get back on the right track and see if they can secure a spot in Wednesday's semifinal against the winner of our next contest, which pits Pella against Norwalk. Set number 3 is about ready to get underway. And it's Jalea Oliver, the sophomore, who will get it started for Marion. Sioux Center gets a little off balance taking the serve, and Franken goes to work. She finds the floor. Sioux Center's on the board first.
Both of the Wolves players were sucked in just a little far on that, and they looked at each other as it sailed through them, and lots of room in front of that back line.
That'll be Courtney Schmidt. It's a serve here for Sioux Center. She'll be a Northwestern College Red Raider in Orange City when she plays collegiate volleyball. And this one's put to the floor by Abby Kirk, and the freshman gets Marion's first point of the third set.
Well, you mentioned a freshman, very talented one there. 236 efficiency on the hitting and number 1 in kills, 383 for the Wolves coming into today. And getting into, she's played more on defense than offense really to this point.
Yeah, she's been outstanding in the back row today. It's been impressive to watch. 10 digs, 8 kills. This one's overpassed, and a lift is called against Naomi Vassar. Sioux Center has the serve.
You can see that one just didn't come off clean. Pass from one hand to the other kind of looked like.
Sioux Center will have the serve once again with Taylor Halverson. And here comes Marion. There's Kirk once again. Good effort to keep it alive. Franken tipped it around the block. Quick to Vassar. And Halverson gets to it. Bad pass, and Marion will capitalize to tie up set 3.
Wolves will take an easy point.
Yep, don't have to do much on that one. And they'll make a quick substitution as well. Of course, those substitutions are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. And this time it'll be Grace Whalen to serve it up. And Sioux Center goes to the back row this time. Haven't seen much from them from that back line. They went to Schmidt before. Branson goes cross court, just missed. Marion has the lead back.
And Whalen back serving. We mentioned 954 assists on the season. 880 more than anybody else on the team. Talk about a one-woman show.
She had 56 assists in their region final win over Solon. I just can't fathom a number like that. What a block on the joust. Vassar puts it to the floor, and Marion is starting to take a little early advantage and momentum. Whalen will continue the service. Yeah, that 954 mark that she's got is second in all of Class 4A in total assists. As Sioux Center has to tip it over. They didn't get a good in-system pass there. Vassar just wide. Was there a touch? There was a net violation. Marion gets the point, and they lead by 3.
Well, immediately all the heads turned to the up official, so you knew something was happening, and you were looking for tip, and they got him on the net.
Tough break for Sioux Center. Couldn't quite get the side out. Here's Bleeker, the quick set to Franken. Tipped it over the block, and a Wolf was in the net anyway. Sioux Center sides it out down 2.
And this time the other side creating the violation for the free point.
Starting to see a lot more of that as this match has gone along into set number 3. And the serve will come from Marion Franken. Oh, mishandled.
That was flat.
Yeah, very flat on the touch, and Sioux Center has to counter. Bicker can't put it away. Good dig from Johnson. And that one's down. It's Abby Kirk, and Marion sides it out again.
Kirk strikes again.
She is just having an outstanding state tournament debut. Nearly already at double-double territory with 9 kills and 10 digs. She goes back to serve now. She's pretty good at that as well. As if there's something she can't do, as Bicker puts it to the floor for Sioux Center, gets a big side out.
And we talked about before the match started, Bicker, a 355 efficiency on hitting, so she doesn't miss the mark often.
Yeah, she's got a great setter, then got a good timing on that quick attack in the middle. Oh, this is mishandled. What an effort to get it over. Sioux Center has to counter. Schmidt tools it off the block, and they're within 1.
Block was there, just couldn't control it.
Big kill, Sioux Center with service, and this one will be from Branson. Once again. Oh, rolled it off the tape. It's an ace serve from Addison Branson. It's brought to you by Channel Seed, and the Warriors are tied up with Marion.
Tape changed jersey colors.
Marion utilized that for 5 aces in the last set. Oh, this will be another. It is another ace serve for Addison Branson. Back-to-back puts the Warriors up and sends us to a timeout. Marion's got to talk it over, down early in set 3. But the Warriors are feeling good. We'll have more coming up in just a moment on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
In Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here to the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, and you're watching live coverage on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Alongside Rodney Tomlinson, Daniel Versteeg with you as Sioux Center gets on quite a roll, and they scored 4 points in a row, a couple of them on ace serves from the girl who's on the service line right now, Addison Branson, and she'll try and keep the momentum going out of the Marion timeout for Sioux Center as the Warriors look to take the advantage going into set 4. Here we go. And this will be from the back row. Kirk still gets a great swing off of that. Power tip. Oh, and there's a great effort once again from Marion to send it over. Down the sideline, and another dig from Kirk into a block. Kirk sets up Weisler. The Warriors keep blocking the Wolves, and they finally win the point.
A Warrior block party, to say the least. 3 in a row sent back.
I didn't think they could keep getting blocks like that. They just kept skying higher. Mishandled. Great job by Whalen. Keeps the point alive. Overpass. Vassar's dug up. Second ball swing. And it's Schmidt. Sioux Center's up by 3 with 6 points in a row.
Not only has the tape changed jerseys, momentum has changed jerseys.
It is wearing orange and blue right now. Here come the Wolves trying to kill it. Vassar. Oh, she got under it. Diving play from Kirk. Here comes Sioux Center. Over to Schmidt. And it's kept up by Whalen. Dietz on the outside finally gets it down for Marion, and a crucial side out for the Wolves.
Great digs by both sides. That pancake dig from the Warriors. I don't know how she got under that.
Credit Romy Bleeker for keeping that point alive with a flat-handed dig right on the floor. And now to be Elira Hahn serving into the net. And now the service error bug is biting Marion as Sioux Center sides it out up 3. Kate Vandehoof will have the serve for the Warriors, who are the first to 10 in this third of a best of 5. Set and out, way out from Weisler. Got underneath it. Sioux Center's up by 4.
Hit that one on its way down instead of up at the apex and just couldn't control it.
Well, Marion had a really nice start to this set. Sioux Center has continued. That rolls the tape as well. Who wants that one? Kirk just slapped it over. Good pass to Schmidt. She tools it off the block.
No doubt who wanted that one. Courtney Schmidt, the senior.
Coming off that double-double against Bishop Heelan in the region final. 11 kills and 11 digs. And here comes Marion looking to respond. Parker's blocked. Send it right back over. Go back to Schmidt. And she powers it through the block. Sioux Center's up by 6.
Well, more of a shove than a hit. She just pushed it right through there.
Whatever gets the job done. Looks great to Sioux Center right now. Marion's having a tough time on serve receive. They have to play a free ball. Sioux Center's good at these. Bicker's blocked. Oh, the second ball from Halverson. Still up. Toward Wiesler. Franken's underneath it. Halverson. Bicker tries again. They'll go to Wiesler on the right side, deep into the corner. Schmidt trying to keep the run going. It's sent over again. Halverson, the joust. And Sioux Center is in total control.
That one was Pinball City for a moment.
What a back and forth. A little surprised Marion head coach Roxanne Paulson is not using a timeout. Wants her players to figure this one out. For now, block back. Recovered, dumped over. Oh, what a diving play. Marion goes back to work. Quick set for Parker. She's blocked.
The
Bicker,
Warriors
the denial.
just dominating the airspace above the net right now.
Time out, Marion. It's all Sioux Center as the Warriors lead it by 8. Stick around, more of this third coming up next on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
In Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Sioux Center's in total control of this third set. I believe it's now 6 points in a row they've scored. And now, Rodney, as you said, going into break, they have been utterly dominant when it comes to blocking Marion's shots.
They have just shut down the airspace above the net. We saw 3 in a row on the one, followed by a couple on the last one. And the Wolves went to the over and 2 to try to break that. Almost got it done, but not quite.
And what do we have? We served it too early.
We have everybody looking at the up official.
Well, it's so loud. I don't think Kate Vanderhoof could have heard the whistle even if it was blown. But now she has given the okay to serve. Nearly rolled it off the tape for an ace. Diving play by Franken. And it's Schmidt tooling it off the block. 2 timeouts are not enough for Marion. Sioux Center continues to roll.
Courtney Schmidt pounding it off the outside of the block. Karem's out of play.
It's a 9-point lead for the Warriors. They've scored 7 in a row. Quick set. Parker puts an end to it. And a much-needed side out for Marion.
Wolves need to take a big, long, deep breath now after that. They got the break it. They've got the side out. Put a little bit of something together here before giving it up again.
I think that's the toughest part whenever you get down like this, Rodney. You think you need to get all 8 points back in a row. Just slowly but surely get back to work and see if you can steal a couple here or there. Schmidt, all right on the end line. Sioux Center sides it out right back.
That won't help the effort when you can put it on the line.
What a perfect shot from Courtney Schmidt. She's got 13 kills and 13 digs tonight. Kaylee Traver on the serve. Quick set. And Parker got underneath it. The tip from Franken. She finds the corner. And Sioux Center is up by double digits.
Well, Kirk hasn't done much wrong tonight. But you can see her wiping the floor. Her footing, that is, went out from under her. She tried to cut. Couldn't do it.
That one whizzes by the back row. And a service error for Sioux Center. And Marion trims the deficit to 9.
Well, if they can trade off 3-1 a couple of times in points, like you said, it doesn't have to come at once.
Nope.
3, give them 1, get 3 more. They'll eat into that. Just have to have the patience.
Yeah, that's the biggest key right there. Oliver's serve. Schmidt. Oh, she's feeling confidence with that swing now. They're going back to Schmidt. Why not? It's worked before. Dumped down by Franken.
Well, it wasn't Schmidt that drove it home, but it was because of her they got it with the overpass on the dig, and Franken was there.
Just continued pressure being put on by Sioux Center. And it'll be Schmidt to serve this time. What a wicked serve. Good play by Oliver to keep it up. And it's Kirk who puts it down. Marion gets to double digits.
Abby able to use the block on her own there and drive it off of that out of the backside of the court for the side out.
Paige Johnson, the Marion libero, will have service. Oh, into the net from Halverson. Tried to sneak it in on the second touch. And Marion gets a point on serve. A big one there.
She saw the opening out of the corner of her eye down the line, so she knew what she was after, just couldn't get it over the net.
Serve will come from Johnson again. Could use a couple more to go her way. And Franken plays the serve. Tight on the outside. Branson's kept up. Over to Kirk. Change speed. That's still alive. Power tip from Franken. Kirk swings again. Gets it down the second time. And Marion has scored 3 in a row.
There we are. There's the 3 we talked about. And that was a big, powerful swing from Kirk.
Starting to trim into a deficit that was at 10 points here in this third set. A big one to trying to determine who will have a chance to win it in the fourth set now. Oh, we have a violation. Sioux Center will get the point on the service miscue. I think it was a rotation issue.
Ouch, that's something you can't afford when you're trying to claw back in.
Oh boy, that is a bad miscue for Marion if it was. Wolves bumping outside for Kirk.
Oh my
Sioux
goodness.
Center kept it up. Warriors have to scramble again. How in the world are they in this point? Sioux Center's got a free ball chance. Vandenberg can't put it down. Vassar out. Sioux Center kept alive long enough to win it.
And just a miss hit that carried wide. Great point.
Serve coming from Halverson. And here comes Marion over to Vassar. Around the block. Back set over to Vandenberg. She's starting to get involved more. Over to Kirk. Oh, it's dug over the net. Marion reloads. Vassar the slide and tooled it off the block. Marion gets back on the board.
Slide step kill for Vassar.
That's something that worked for them there as Marion makes an IMT insurance substitution quickly. And the Wolves will have service with their setter in Grace Whalen. Tight set, tipped over. Whalen's got it. Johnson looking for Weisler. Kind of mishit it. And so the Warriors will have a chance. Branson off balance. Way into the net. Marion cuts it to 7.
Timing way off on that one. Swing missed it.
Yeah, that was kind of the theme of that point.
Yeah.
Both ways.
Didn't look crisp.
No,
shall we
not
say.
quite. When we played 3 intense sets of volleyball, you can't fault these girls. And Georgia Vandenberg gets her second kill of the night. And after having a kill early on, she's finally back on the board. It'll be Franken to serve as Sioux Center is 3 away from retaking the lead. Played in the back row. And now it's Oliver for a back row attack and a diving play by Franken. Branson tools it down. Sioux Center's 2 away from a 2-1 lead.
And they are feeling good on that side of the net. That big full swing from several of them paying dividends.
Yeah, they've got confidence right now. The serve and set to the middle. Oh, Franken dug it up from Kirk. Tight pass, got a joust, sent over, out from Vassar. It's set point Warriors.
Great job of picking that one out of the net to give her team a chance, but it went wide.
Franken will serve once again for Sioux Center. Trying to make a statement here in the third. Vassar dug up by Bleeker. Long pass to the back row. What a dig by Oliver. Sent to the floor by Bittker. Set 3 with an exclamation point to the Warriors at 25-14. Sioux Center will have a chance to win this match when we come back to start set number 4. Stay tuned. You're watching Girls State Tournament Volleyball action on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small. We host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
It's Frank. Frank, Mr. Frank. And just what you did now, I think you're the best ever.
In your neighborhood, there's a place so good. It's so nice to be at a store meant for me. The feeling of family, you have to agree.
Wow, thanks, Fairway Frank.
Welcome to Fairway, your Fairway family.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Well, after the tight first 2 sets we had in this matchup, Sioux Center just ran away with set 3. As you can see, they defeated Marion 25-14 and now have the advantage. They need to win one of the next 2 before Marion does to win this matchup and advance to Wednesday's semifinal against either Pella or Norwalk. Let's see how it was done by taking a look at our Sioux Cup stats here through 3 sets in this best of 5, and well, Sioux Center was able to get their offense going a little bit better in that 3rd set once again, and it seems like they're starting to distribute the ball to a few more options once again.
It is around both sides of the pin over there for them to find it home on that. And if you take a look at your hitting percentage again, it has slumped off considerably for Marion after they'd worked so hard to even that out. They gave it back that time. And by far the most dominant set of the match. I think you made them mad. You said that the Wolves really took control, and
yeah.
I think they hurt you.
I think they did too. A little chip on their shoulder. Also worth noting, Marion did have 5 ace serves in that 2nd set. Didn't have any in the 3rd set. Warriors were much better on serve receive, getting into their offense and rolling from there. So we go to the 4th set, and this best of 5. Marion needs both of these. A potential next 2 sets. Sioux Center just needs one of them to advance on to the semifinal round. Sioux Center has not been into the semifinal round at least since 2022 when they went on a great kind of Cinderella run and were state runners-up. Marion has not advanced out of the state quarterfinal round since 2021. Meaning they have actually not won a match on this floor here at Extreme Arena in Coralville. That was last year in Cedar Rapids at the Alliant Energy Powerhouse. So we're ready to start set number 4. Sioux Center has scored first in the first 3 sets. Let's see if they do that again here. Marion gets out of system, so that's helping the Warriors out a bit. Dug up by Vandehoof. They swing off the block, and it does get down. Courtney Schmidt. And for the 4th set in a row, Sioux Center scores first.
They answer the bell coming out of the locker room. Schmidt, number 1 on the team with kills. Gets 1 for him there.
14 of them. This is misplayed. Boy, serve receives really step backwards here for Marion. Schmidt again. Back-to-back kills to start the 4th for Courtney Schmidt.
And this looks like a revert back to the very beginning, serving right down that line, sending them out of sorts, as you said, and then following up.
You got multiple Warrior hitters in double figures. Schmidt leads them with 15. Kirk to the back row. They'll set up Franken this time. The Warriors can do no wrong right now.
They are starting this one on fire.
You haven't missed a beat from how things ended in set 3. Traver, short serve again. Oliver down to a knee. And here's Kirk. Down the sideline. Big response from Marion, and the Wolves get their first side out of the 4th.
And it's only 3 points, but man, did they need that one to stop that flow. It was picking up momentum.
Yeah, when you don't have a set to give up the rest of the way, 3 points becomes that much more dynamic and that much more important. Tight pass, going to Franken. And a quick set, the middle. Vassar dug up by Branson. Go back to All Reliable, and Schmidt finds the floor. Her 3rd kill of this 4th set.
Well, we talked about it earlier. This is such a game of momentum, and it is clearly on the side of the Warriors right now.
Schmidt with 16 kills. The serve goes in the net, though, from Schmidt. Used up all her energy with her first 3 swings and 3 kills, and so Marion gets the side out.
Well, the service error bug, I don't think bit him last set, so they had it worked out. That's the first one this set.
And it had many chances to. They were serving for quite a while in set 3. Here's the back set and the slide shot. Franken puts it down. Again, it doesn't matter what Sioux Center goes to offensively, it's working.
That was the money ball, just slammed down to the court.
Quick change brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Halverson, way too much on that serve. And it's back-to-back service errors for Sioux Center. The Wolves trail by 2. And it'll be Abby Kirk who will take over the serving for Marion. Plays volleyball with Marion, but actually goes to school at Isaac Newton Christian Academy in Cedar Rapids. Kind of that sharing agreement that they've got with Marion. Set toward Dietz. She's blocked. Sent over. And here's a set pass. Oh, long range. Schmidt can't put it down off the net. Weisler from the right side. That's still alive. Good effort from Traver and played over by Sioux Center. The middle set. Vassar's blocked back. Traver goes to that right side for Vandenberg, and it is tight to the net. Oh, sent through by Vassar.
That's all she could do with it.
Yeah, that was really a good read by Vassar. Back set to Weisler. What a back and forth. Branson into the net. Oh, Coach Julie Oldenkamp really wanted that point, but Marion gets it to cut it to 1.
I think that's the first really long volley that Marion has come out with.
Right. Yeah, Sioux Center seems to win all of them in the first 3 sets of this one. Service short, handled, and the back set tipped over. Here it goes to Dietz, just long. No touch. Marion wanted to contact at the net, but Sioux Center laid off, and the Warriors get the side out. This time it'll be Franken to serve. Marin Franken, who actually dealt with some ankle issues the last few weeks for Sioux Center. And this one's put down. It's Naomi Vassar once again coming up in a big way for Marion. She records her 8th kill.
Getting good court awareness out of Vassar. Saw the big opening there off to her right and used it to her advantage.
And it'll be Hahn to serve. Overpass. Sioux Center couldn't get it out of the net. And that will fall in for a Marion point. We're tied at 6.
Bleeker looking the wrong way. She was looking for it to be on the other side of the net, and it didn't clear.
Big point for Marion, going for the lead here in set 4. Bump it toward the outside. The attack kept up by Hahn. Set the back row into the solo block. Bittker denies Kirk, and the Warriors retake the lead.
That is talk to the hand, Avery Bittker.
The top Warrior in blocks this season gets a massive solo one over the middle. And that pass close to the net. Oh, Parker's denied. It's another block. Vandenberg and Bittker this time.
Both of them there waiting for that one. Served right up to him.
That's in the net from Branson, and Marion is able to get control back of the serve, down 1.
Well, apparently we shouldn't have mentioned it because we didn't say anything in the last set, and they did well. We mentioned their little issue with service errors, and I believe that's number 3.
That's the broadcasters' jinx. We're guilty of it here. Here's the serve from Turner. No, tip to the back corner. Kirk was all over it. Right over the block, and coming in to save the day is Bleeker. That one's in the net, though, from Vandenberg. And we are tied up again here in a big 4th set.
Every point that much bigger for the Wolves because they don't have anything to play with. Warriors at least have a little wiggle room.
Good lefty serve from Turner. Schmidt, dropped it right in there. No chance for Marion.
Defense was backpedaling, waiting for the smash, and instead they got the drop ball.
That's the ultimate changeup right there.
Yeah.
Sioux Center makes another change with an IMT insurance substitution.
And you can't blame them with the way those balls have been coming through there.
Yeah, Schmidt's been very powerful in this set. She's already got 4 kills in the set. Dumped over by Holverson. Turner was all over it. Tipped over, sent back, and tooled off the block by Dietz. And we're tied again.
Oh, back and forth over there along the pin. Ends up going out of play.
Well, this one resembling that second half of the first set that we had here in this matchup, where neither side can gain really much more than a 2-point advantage. As Sioux Center takes the serve cleanly, and it's Schmidt once again. How about a 5th kill in this set? 18 for the match to put the Warriors up 1.
And she'll play the angle on that one to her advantage.
Kaylee Traver, the libero, serves it up for Sioux Center. Oliver gets the first touch. Ooh, miscommunication. Free ball coming. Franken, and it's in the net. It was Parker also there for the block, and Marion ties it up again.
Yeah, Kirk got a couple of fists in the face there for her effort on the miscommunication you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what happens when you run into each other. You kind of pay for it in the sport of volleyball, just where the hands are at. Ooh, good get from the back row by Branson. Tough pass, sent through by Franken. Kirk. Oh, it's blocked.
Great reaction.
She's blocked again. They do get it over. Oh, miscommunicated again by Sioux Center. And somehow Marion has the lead.
Well, they tried twice on the left side, couldn't get it. Kind of by accident, they ended on the right side with a punch, and that's all it took.
Paige Johnson with the serve once again for Marion, the libero. Set toward the outside, tipped, and mishit on the recovery by Vassar. We're tied at 11. And now they're going to have to clean up a spot on the floor that is not giving them the best traction. Sioux Center will have service, though, out of that little janitorial timeout. And it'll be Courtney Schmidt to do the honors. Here comes Marion for Kirk. Back corner, just long. Now, good read by Sioux Center, and they have the lead because of it.
Tried to angle it into the back corner, not hard, but trying to use the placement. Just missed her spot.
Schmidt back to work again. Kind of heats up Oliver in the back row. Kirk. And they'll go to Branson, who puts it down. Sioux Center with 3 in a row.
She has been unstoppable when she gets a full swing like that.
Yeah, she's playing with confidence. The Warriors are playing with confidence. It leads to a timeout with Sioux Center up by 2 and a must-win 4th for Marion. Stick around. More state volleyball action coming your way in just a moment on the Girls Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
In Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We welcome you back to Extreme Arena in Coralville, the site of the 2025 Girls State Volleyball Tournament. Alongside Rodney Tomlinson, Daniel Versteeg with you, as Sioux Center looks to try and put the finishing touches in this fourth set and secure a spot in a state semifinal that will feature either Pella or Norwalk. We still got that to figure out here tonight. Two little Hawkeye Conference rivals will go at it. Can't wait to bring you that one here on the Girls Union Network as Sioux Center will serve. They've scored 3 points in a row. Out of the timeout, they'll get a fourth on an ace serve from Courtney Schmidt. And these ace serves are brought to you by Channel Seed.
Great speed behind that one. Put it on the board. It's the ace.
4 in a row for Sioux Center, and Schmidt is back there once again. It's another ace, back-to-back for Schmidt, and the Warriors are off and rolling with 5 in a row.
Well, you talked about looking at the stats between the last sets, how they evened it up with aces. They've now taken the lead with aces in this match.
Oh, that is so big for Sioux Center. They're 10 points away from the win. Played straight up. Bit of an awkward slide for Kirk. Nobody got to the second ball for Sioux Center, and Abby Kirk with a big side-out kill for Marion.
All about the angle on it. The timing wasn't quite right. She couldn't put a thump to it, but did put it in the right place.
Serve will come from Grace Whalen, who has been setting up these Marion hitters for success. 33 assists here tonight. Dumped down by Halverson. Oh, the Wolves, they get it down! Kirk with the overhead kill. Marion with a big point.
Don't need to see where you're putting that down. The no-look kill.
Yeah, I didn't think there was anything she couldn't do, and now that just confirmed it. Abby Kirk, monster point there. Branson's dug up by Oliver. They'll go to Weisler. Oh, good recovery from Whalen. Kirk just plays it over. Going to Franken on the right side. The block was there, and it finally falls to the floor. Marion is within 1.
Marion comes back and takes this set. Mark that no-look kill out of Kirk as a one that lit the fuse.
Yeah, that's helped them now to score 3 points in a row. And they're looking for the tie. Kind of mishit the serve. Still got it over. Franken puts it down. Sioux Center gets a big side out. They lead by 2.
Well, you talk about miss it. That one didn't sound like she caught all of it squarely, but caught enough to get it there.
And it'll be Taylor Halverson who will try and continue off of that awkward kill by Franken. Set up the outside. Kirk is blocked. Go back to Kirk. Tips it through. Sioux Center. Back set. Vandenberg. Not that time. Quick set middle. Tip attack. Still alive. Awkward pass over to Branson. Dumped over. Halverson gets the bump on the left side. And there was a Warrior in the net. I think it was the follow through from Branson that gives Marion the point. The Wolves will make a quick change in the front row as Hayden Dietz checks in with an IMT insurance substitution. Marion has a chance to tie it, and it's Abby Kirk, the Wolf freshman, rolling it off the tape. Overpass. Vassar ties us up at 16.
Vassar took care of that one. Give their credit to Kirk on the serve. They weren't able to control it.
Marion will serve for the lead in a must-win fourth set for the Wolves. Set to the middle. Franken can't put it down. Dietz goes back to work. She's covered up by Traver. Bleeker the back set. Tip from Vandenberg. And a good diving effort from Weisler. Sioux Center looks to counter from the back row. And it's in the net. Vassar was set up for the block as well. Marion takes the lead.
And that might be why it ended in the net. She saw Vassar coming there and thought about it just a second and came up short.
Kirk continues the service for Marion. And the Warriors go to work. Franken gets it down that time, and the Warriors tie it back up.
Well, it wasn't quite a no-look kill, but it was close to it. She was looking right and cut it left.
And now she'll go back to serve. Following a much-needed kill for Sioux Center. 17 kills, 18 digs for Frank. This has been a phenomenal performance. Back set right. Roll shot. Recovered off the block. Touched by Bicker. Weisler sends it over. Bleeker to Bicker. Got it down. Avery Bicker puts the Warriors up in this fourth set.
Talk about it with volleyball all the time, the race to 20, especially in a close match. Who gets there seems to get that little extra burst of adrenaline.
Yeah, it's just that little bit of momentum you need to get the next 5 points to finish it off. Set toward the middle. Vassar, she's blocked. Oh, and didn't get a good recovery touch. Sioux Center's up 2, and Marion is going to use their second and final timeout, potentially of the season. Sioux Center will have a chance to finish off a win. Coming up next on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
In Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, here we are. Marion is out of timeouts in set number 4. They need this one to force a winner-take-all fifth. But Sioux Center has been able to answer the call more often than not here in the last few sets, Rodney, and that has been a big reason why they're leading and have a chance to win this one now.
We talked about that magic feeling of hitting 20, and I have a feeling that's why the Wolves used the timeout there. It's at 19. If they can put a cork in this one and stop them where they are, ever the better, right?
It'd be huge. Yeah, they really need a side out here. It's not over if they don't, but it's not looking the best either. Marion plays it deep. Vassar can get it down for Marion, and the Wolves do get the side out.
That is just what the doctor ordered out of the timeout. 1 point game, or match, or set, I mean.
Serve will come from Elira Hahn. Trying to tie up this fourth set. Awkward first touch, recovered. Vandenberg sends it through. Now here's the pass from Hahn to the right side for Weisler. And it's in the net on the recovery. Marion does tie it up late in the fourth.
Well, you talked about they looked out of sorts from receiving the serve on, and it came back to bite them.
Hahn with service again. One of the multitude of serving specialists Marion's got. Set over toward the outside. Roll shot. Does get down. Branson gives Sioux Center the 20th point. Here in the fourth set, Sioux Center a chance to secure that spot in tomorrow or Wednesday's semifinal against either Pella or Norwalk. Wicked serve. Marion has to scramble. Here comes a free ball. Tight pass over the middle, and Bicker sends it to the floor.
She goes up, it goes down. You could see her charging on that one.
4 away from a 4-set win for Sioux Center. Branson, just long, good read out of that back line from Kirk and Johnson, and the Wolves are within 1.
Adrenaline working against her on that shot.
The Wolves will make an IMT insurance substitution, bringing in one of their other serving specialists in Lucy Turner, who had 4 aces against Solon in the region final. Well, she could use one here. Played over the net. Oh, Marion had to play that one. Dietz recovers off the block. And a free ball coming from the Wolves. Bleeker, Bicker, it's down. Sioux Center within 3 from a win.
Bitker turned her whole body up in the air to reverse that shot, go the angle to her left. Nobody home over there for it.
Boy, she only has 8 kills, but I feel like it's 18 with how impactful they've been here tonight.
Exactly.
They come at the perfect time. Marion gets out of sorts on serve receive, sent back over. Oh, Franken pirouettes to get to it. Branson from long range. Over toward Dietz, a roll shot. Oh, a tight pass. Halverson couldn't put it away. Sent over by Dietz. Halverson back toward Schmitz. And Sioux Center keeps it rolling late in the 4th.
I think just too many easy shots out of the Wolves on that one. Nothing behind most of those. Very easy for the Warriors to play.
Marion needs a side out badly. Vandehoof serve. It's the set to Dietz. And they get one. Big kill from Hayden Dietz. The Wolves aren't done yet. They're within 2. In a must-win 4th set, Jalea Oliver has played very well in that back row for Marion here tonight, is going back to serve. I think having her back there has got to give a little bit of a calm presence to Marion. Serve played deep, pass over to Schmidt, and it's down. Sioux Center will serve on match point. And it's the libero, Kaylee Traver. Will try and put the finishing touches on a quarterfinal win to advance further in the state tournament for the first time in 3 years. Overpass, sent to the floor. Yes. And Sioux Center is semifinal bound once again.
The senior provides it with the serve.
25-21 in the 4th. Sioux Center won the first in extra points, dominated the 3rd, and grinds out a 4th set win to move on to the semifinals for the first time in 3 years. And Marion's season comes to an end at the state tournament at 28-14. What a win, what a match. Let's go down to the court for our post-game presentation with public address announcer Lonnie Bookout.
Fans, please direct your attention to the court for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving their team trophy, each participating player will receive a medal and a commemorative volleyball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Ben Van Wyk and Aaron Gerlach. At this time, congratulations to head coach Roxanne Paulson and the Marion Wolves on an outstanding volleyball season. And now, we'd like to recognize today's Quick star of the game. From Sioux Center, Courtney Schmidt. This standout performance earns her the honor of advancing her team on the bracket to the semifinal round. Thanks to Quickstar for their support of the IGHSAU. Sioux Center fans, your team advances to the semifinals and will play on Wednesday on Court 2 at 12:25.
And they will play either Pella or Norwalk in the next round of the state tournament. That matchup will be coming up later on tonight. But Rodney, boy, what a win it was for Sioux Center. They kind of lost their control in set 2, but boy, that 3rd set was convincing win, and they were able to finish it off from there.
Whatever they lacked in the 2nd set, they made up for it from there on out. So their little waiver in there didn't end up costing them. The service errors didn't bite them. Something they'll definitely want to fix before next time, but everything was roses after that.
Sioux Center's on with a 29-4 record. Marion's season ends at 28-14. Stick around. We've still got one more match on this court. It pits Pella against Norwalk. Little Hawkeye Conference rivals will be coming up in the not-too-distant future. For Rodney Tomlinson and our great crew here at the Girls Union Digital Network, I'm Daniel Versteg. You've been watching the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy.